Hey, what is up, comic peeps? How are we doing? I have yet another haul video for you. Yeah. All my comic friends and foes. Have you heard the news? The comic shop news? Kiss Zombies coming at you. Hard pass. Alright, so new haul video for you. You know the drill. I usually try to just talk about each book as much as I can, if at all. Whether it be like writer, artist, new characters, speculation, any hype surrounding a book, I'll try to talk about it. Any opinions I have, which lead to me going on way too many rants and tangents about stuff that I shouldn't be wasting time on, and stuff you guys probably don't care about, but is what it is. So if you like what you see, turn off your TV and go read. Alright, so I got these two new Spider-Man #1s, Symbiote Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man Going Big. It's nice to see Eric Larson back on Spider-Man. I really like his Savage Dragon work, but I don't love this. It's very Eric Larson. I really enjoyed his 90s work. He was a great replacement for McFarlane. But I don't know. I'll have to read that and see how it is. This I don't really know anything about other than it's an Absolute Carnage tie-in. So see if that's any good. Also Spider related. Spider-Woman, a couple facsimiles here. DC jumped on the train and they've been doing a few now. They did first Ra's al Ghul, first Swamp Thing, and now Poison Ivy. The other 181, you know, the less important 181. The less important red 181 cover. So this one, it turns out I already have. I'm kind of bummed about. Ooh, Spider-Man. They even have the Spider-Man Hostess ad in there. I love that they're throwing the original ads in these now, which is cool. But I actually already have this book. Not the reprint, but I have an original of this. I was thinking this was her first appearance for some reason, so I got it, but I already have this. I don't have her first, which is like Marvel Spotlight something, so I would have rather that been this, but oh well, is what it is. I'd say this could be my reader copy, but my original is so beat up that that one's a reader. But you know, doesn't hurt to have two. I'm enjoying these facsimiles. I have never had a problem with reprints or facsimile covers or getting like coverless books and putting covers on them, or you know, it's a way to get a stupidly expensive book for quite cheap. $3.99, can't complain. And I mean, it's an identical reprint other than the price point, so I mean, that's the way it should be. It's way better than those True Believers putting the big border on it. Like, yeah, it's only $1, but you're ruining it by putting that on there. Like, you could have just, I would have rather on all those True Believers, they take that border off, you know, fix the sizing, and then just, you know, charge $3.99 a piece for those True Believers. Just get rid of the True Believer border, and I would buy all. I would have probably bought multiples of all of them. But whatever, you know. I just hope they stick with it and keep doing them. I've heard a few that were announced, but I don't know. Too many more down the pipeline. This book, I recommend. It's really good. It's only gonna be a 2-part miniseries, and it is $4.99, but blurry as fuck. There we go. From what I skimmed through it, what I gathered, it's a new character. I think there's like a gold lantern in her, golden lantern. But I think she's new, or it's like a mystery of who she is. But she's like going through the DC timeline and like encountering different events via like Easter egg type things. It's pretty fucking cool. I also have a feeling that Millennium or whatever they're doing here is going to lead to a new, what do you call that? A relaunch for DC. I get the feeling that we're going to get like kind of like Rebirth, that Millennium will be like the new relaunch, or that the Legion of Superheroes series that they do after this those events will lead into the new, the next relaunch. Kind of like how Flashpoint, when Flashpoint ended, New 52 started. Like those events opened up the new universe or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But it's a good book. I recommend getting it. I'm gonna try and find if I can find another copy locally, I would pay for it. I think this could be a key issue down the road. Look at all those names on there. My bananas. My Slipknot fans should get that. This is cool. I was hoping to have gotten like a hot like art germ variant for this, but I don't think they made one. There was is it Shannon Mayer or Stephanie Mayer? Somebody, whoever was doing those Ghost Spider covers, she did a pretty sexy cover to this. But besides that, I couldn't find any variants. But this one's pretty nice. I like the Black Widow emblem thing there, and I love the like gray smoke cover or background, which really matches her outfit. It's cool. Actually, initially didn't care for this cover, but I've been finding it to be quite underrated, and you're almost getting like ScarJo Black Widow there. They probably should have waited a month or two to put this out when they had like a trailer ready to kind of get extra hype for the movie going, but whatever. Sure, they know what they're doing. Yeah, Marvel knows what they're doing. Good one. Everything. This is one I'm very pumped to read. I skimmed through it and it looks great. I think this is a book for everybody, and it looks very highly adaptable. So, and I have a feeling it's very low print. So I want to try and get more of these. But out of the 4 or 5 shops I went to when this came out, one store had one copy. So I got the only one. I don't think anybody pre-ordered it. So if you come across everything, get me one. Don't get yourself one. Get me one. Aftershock. Always big. Not pioneer. Big. I don't know. I'm a big spokesperson for Aftershock. Buy their books. They're great. This one, I have no idea what it's about. I don't know either of these people. But you know, it's an Aftershock #1. I'm gonna get it. I get most of their books. Midnight Vista should be. I have no idea what to expect. Could be really trippy. Could be really boring. Could be aliens. Maybe I'm kind of seeing aliens here, or like a body snatchers thing, or I don't know. We'll see. Lois Lane, #3 now. Jeez, I believe I have. I know I have one. I think I got 2. I've been just getting Frizzen covers if there was one for 2. Issue 1 was actually really good, so I'd say if you're not reading Lois Lane, good for you. No, if you're not reading Lois Lane, check it out. Or wait for a trade, or I can't imagine that would go more than 5 or 6 issues, but it's actually pretty good. And that Event Leviathan thing that she's also in, because it's like all detectives and stuff, since she's an investigative reporter, and a damn good one. She fits in pretty good. I recommend that book as well. Didn't think I'd say that, but Immortal Hulk, this was last month's issue, 22. They're up to 23 now. Look at that fucking gorgeous cover. Love how crazy Abomination's gotten. I got a couple of those. A couple True Believers. I wish they would do the other. I don't know if this was 5 or 6, but I wish they'd do the other 5 issues of the original Hulk run. Metal Master got brought back for that Avengers No Surrender thing they did, but it's like the new Metal Master. Besides that, he hasn't really been around too much. I don't know how many appearances he's had, but it's gotta be on, like, you can count them on one hand. Move those over. Got some Spawn Virgin into another Virgin. This was the 1 in 25 variant, I want to say. Maybe 1 in 20. I think I paid 15. I think I overpaid a little. But I like it. This was my favorite of all the covers. I liked this McFarlane a little bit better than the other one he did. He does good work with Capullo. And I like the 300 on it. But I might get rid of it. I don't know. I might try to get like a Virgin set going where it's like, I'll get the 298 Virgin, 299 Virgin, and this one, put them all together and sell them as a set. Haven't really decided. I don't care that bad. I kind of wish, because I bought that, I wouldn't have gotten this one. But if I get rid of this one, I will be happy to have this, because this is still... I like the regular swipe with the numbers. I like that one most, but this is probably my favorite of all the variants. This one's really good, though. So I didn't even know I got this, so that's also a plus. So awesome. And Jesus Christ, I probably spent like, what, 45, 50 bucks on just... At least 50 bucks on Spawn 300s. Jesus Christ. So with all that money, I could have got like the that 1 in 50 variant as well, or instead. I mean, but whatever. This one, Jason Sean Alexander. I really like this cover. I think it's underrated. It's probably the least favorite of everybody's, but and I mean his art's weird. It's not for everyone, but I really like it. I don't like that they could have done without both though. This would have been a good Virgin cover. But I like the greens, but the 300 could go, just because I already have it there. I already have Spawn there, but he was doing the art, the interior art, before, like up through the 280s, and when they kind of I don't want to say they relaunched, but revamped it a little bit, and then like Matina started doing all the covers, and McFarlane started coming back and doing all his inked covers, and it kind of went a slightly different direction, but that dark little period there, he was doing some good work for Spawn, so I don't know if I just missed that or something. I bought it. I kind of regret it. I mean, this will probably just be my reader copy, and I'll just hold on to it. Any of these, though, I mean, they're all going to be $10 books any day now. Usually with books like this, they go up to, as soon as they all sold out, it goes up to 10. The best ones go up to 15, 20. But any of them, you know, it's like Spider-Man 700, and then I don't want to say Spider-Man 800, that's a bad example, but Spider-Man 700. It was a $7.99 book. Nobody wanted to spend the money, and then within a year later, 20 bucks. 2 or 3 years later, it's a $30 book. I would imagine if another 2 to 3 years pass, it's probably gonna be a $50 book. I could see these settling around 20 or 25 by the end of the year. All these other ones probably solid $15 book. You know, I don't know. Only time will tell. But the print count's pretty high on these, so I wouldn't expect much. But just, you know, file them away, keep them in good shape. These aren't going to be quick flip books at all. Hold on to them, keep them safe. This one especially, if you were able to get this cover, or when 301 comes out, that's the actual record-setting book. 301 is when Spawn becomes the longest-running independent book. There already is a 300. Was it Cerebus, right? That went 300 issues. So, but Dave Sims stopped right at 300. So, 301 is the actual big deal book. And they're doing, I think they show it on this. They're doing the swipe of Spider-Man 301. So I want to get a couple of, yeah, there it is. So I want to get a couple of this cover there. So yeah, if you add how much I'm going to spend on 300 and 301s, too goddamn much. I could have bought a real ASM 300. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a Spawn guy, and I'm happy to happy to show Spawn some love. These were in my box I hadn't gotten before. And, you know, might wait and do a set of these too. Do like a 298, 299, 300. This version. Sell it for like, you know, next year, 50 bucks. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. If they ever make that Spawn movie, I mean, that might generate some more hype and then get even more people trying to track these down. But I think right now that movie's on hold, so we'll see if that anything comes of that. Oh boy, here's trouble. Let's talk about these before I get into this, because it's just going to be a long rant to end the video. I got this for old comic book day. First, Spider-Man's parents. Richard and Mary, I think. Dick and Mary Parker. They're in it. I believe it's just a flashback, but it is their first appearance. Let's see. Spider-Man goes to, I want to say, Germany, and Red Skull's in it. It's a Red Skull story. Finds out his parents are like traitors to the U.S., and he's crushed. But then he finds out last minute they were double agents and actually working for the U.S. to expose Red Skull and all of the German blah 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 blah. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've read this, but it's a great book. It's one of my favorite annuals. It's been my second favorite Spider-Man annual. So I already have one of these. I think this is a downgrade. I just couldn't pass it. It was a good price. Couldn't pass it up. But I'll probably be selling this one or whichever one is the lower of the two I have. I need to get a board in there, man. Ah! Tragedy. It's a good thing about low-grade books. You can do pretty much anything to them. They're still gonna stay low-grade. I mean, you can't hurt a damaged book very much. Ugh, that's not like the correct way I wanted to phrase that. I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. When a book's already too far gone, dropping it on the ground is not going to do a lot of damage. It's pretty much already shot. What's up, little guy? You were bad today, weren't you? Oh, you want to get out? You want to get out? Too bad. Lay down. Aw, poor baby. Oh, okay. Before I get yelled at for animal abuse. Also got this. This was an eBay purchase from Iben Press. Check them out. The Book of Iben. Iben Press. You're gonna have to go to their website. You're not gonna find these in stores. This is a first print of the Fulci zombie comic, #1. I do already have this. They come in these awesome fucking like folder sleeves. You get a bunch of extras with all of them. I have a first printing that I've kept sealed, and I wanted to keep it that way. And before I got this, I wanted to read it, so I broke down and bought a second print. But I don't know, check them out. It's like, imagine a color Walking Dead that's way, way gorier. It's good stuff. You get boobs too. A little nip nip. Look at that shit, man. That's your first page of your first issue. Fucking killer. You holding like a dead baby? Yeah, Jesus. So, highly recommend this for all you gore hounds. That's taken from the movie. Real cool, man. This whole thing's taken. It's an adaptation. But really cool. I don't think it's Ray Romano's kid there, but it's your gut-churning first ish. Fulci Comics. But all of them you get, they come in these sleeves. Sometimes you get like VHS covers or posters. They almost all come with something signed. They're pretty low print. Most of them you can still get on their website, like brand new, first prints and whatnot. I think issue 1 and maybe 2 were sold out. But they have a bunch of other series too. They did Laser Blast. They did a run on that. Gates of Hell, Maniac, New York Ripper. Not sure what else they've done, but Bottom Feeders, I think an original run their series they did. But yeah, dude, check them out if you're into horror. If you're a horror buff, if you like the splatter films, if you like Fulci at all, these are for you. I mean, it's like a $45, $50 book if it was still like new or sealed. So they go for like 12 to 15. I think they're all. God, they're all $10 or they're $15. I want to say when you get them new off their website, but well worth it. You get what you're paying for. You get a good deal. Only 1,000 copies printed, so I mean that's a good deal. And I have 2 of them now, so I have 1/500th for all these. So yeah, just shout out to them. Check them out. Iben Press. They do great work. I have almost all the #1s of all the series. The Maniac one's my favorite. Came with a really dope. I got a poster with it too, and like a VHS sleeve that I have in my tape collection. Really cool. So I can't recommend them enough. All right, last thing I wanted to really go into is this. I think it's in a minute or two my flash is gonna die, but then I have at least 10 more minutes of memory, so I should be able to get this rant through. Alright, so Immortal Hulk did, was it 14 or 16? Had that wraparound cover that this is swiping. I want to say 14. I think it's a Joe Bennett cover. I think that book single-handedly is going to be the death, not this, but that Hulk one is going to be the death of comics. That, if one book could be tied to the popping of the modern comics bubble, like the comic bubble of the 2010s, if it's gonna burst, it's gonna be because of Immortal Hulk 14 or 14, 16, whichever one it was. I always get it wrong, but for this, let's just say it was 14. This is also 14. Maybe that's why I'm thinking that. But that was that 1 in 25 variant, 1 in 25 ratio variant. Meaning you had to buy 25. Your shop had to buy 25 copies to get it. And before it was even just in pre-order, they were going for like 100, 125 out the gate. Ridiculous. And before they were even shipped or released, before anybody had them in their fucking hands, Marvel announces they're gonna do a second printing of it. And I think that was like unprecedented. They had never done additional printings of like ratio variants. That's like, well, what's the point of it? You know, it defeats the purpose of having like a chase variant or, you know, exclusive, hard to get version. Why put out like extra chances to get it? You know, it kind of takes away from it. So it was pissing a lot of people. It was ruffling a lot of feathers. Everyone who spent the high price on the first print was like, well, what the fuck? Now this isn't worth as much. Like, why didn't I just wait? Or now I don't even want it. If they're going to do extra printings, now if everybody can have one, I don't want it. And I think that's something like Marvel's not realizing or just not caring about, because then they started doing it more and more and more, and doing it on like basically every ratio variant that sells well, they're doing it. They're doing extra printings, and it's just like, what the fuck? You know, you're not... I love how you can see his lip on the... Oh, it's so gross. Kinda. I like that a lot. Ugh, that's awesome. I'm gonna show this off. If you haven't seen any of these, when they announced that they were doing all these Immortal variants, these wraparound covers, I was so pissed off and turned off by it. Like, what a fucking joke. I can't believe it. If it wasn't a big enough slap in the face that they, you know, did the whole second printing of a ratio variant, now they're taking that same variant and making it the variant of the month. That's their new, like, gimmick flavor of the month. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, you didn't sap enough money out of the people on this book that you now have to do 20 more versions of it to get even more money. And what I think they expect you to do is to buy 2 of them, because what my LCS was doing would, like, bag and board the book like this with the back cover showing, and then next to it have it bag and board this way, so you could see both of them. So it's like they're trying to entice you to buy 2 of them. And I think to properly display it, and like if you wanted to frame it or show it without like having it be more pages on one side, basically without damaging it, because if you try to do what I just did and frame it, it's gonna be lopsided, heavy on one side. It's gonna fuck it up. So you almost have to buy 2 of them to properly display it. So it's like, Jesus, they are just don't know when to quit. God, and they've done so many of these monthly. God, they've been doing it for 2 years strong, 2 or 3 years strong now, just month after month, gimmick after gimmick. Fucking no shame, Marvel. Whether it's Mary Jane variant month, whether it's Battle Lines variants to try to compete with DC's B covers, Spider-Man suit variant month, bring on the bad guys, Thor versus Conan versus Hulk, Thor, Lady Thor, Avengers, Venomized, Carnageized, John Romita fucking Jr. variant month. Like, are you kidding me? Neil Adams made sense, but then you're gonna bring JR into it? No. God, yeah, it's all started with like DC doing those Monsters of the Month variants and the Anniversary variants, Batman variants, Joker variants, but Marvel had to follow suit, just doing every little thing they can think of. Mary Jane, Jim Lee, X-Men trading card variants. And God, it just doesn't end. And Image was doing it with Spawn variant month, Walking Dead variant month, and Cover Swipe variant month. Marvel Legacy, those lenticular ones. It's just like, they just don't quit. And just the oversaturation of variants in the market is just, it's pushing a lot of people out of the hobby. A lot of my friends are selling off their collections. They're not collecting anymore. They're certainly not buying new stuff. They're just, it's pushing them away, and it's slowly doing it for me. I mean, not clearly. I mean, you see from my last few videos, it's not doing too much damage. I bought 3 or 4 of these fucking Immortal variants. But, yeah, I'm not helping anything. I'm not helping the cause any. I'm part of the problem, evidently. But, I don't know. It's like, they just, I don't know if it's like they just don't know when to quit, or if they're not gonna be happy until they burst the bubble themselves. Or what, I mean, no, it's hypothetical, but it's, you know what I mean? Like, until, I don't know, are they gonna keep doing these little gimmicks until nobody's left buying them? Like, if you keep raising the prices on them, and then when you do that, and then you then add additional printings and additional chances to get them, and it's just taking away, like, the scarcity of it. It's taking away the fun of it, the thrill of the hunt. It's like you gotta buy everything. Everything now has to be pre-ordered through previews if you want a chance at getting it. Or you gotta be a fucking millionaire, you know? And there's, every book has a virgin variant. And then, all the popular ones get Comic-Con exclusives added to it. And then, not to mention that every other book has online comic shop exclusives. Like, every other book has at least 7 random exclusives, like Unknown Comics exclusives, Midtown exclusive, Comic Exposure exclusive, whatever, Comic Mint exclusive. You know, they all have their own exclusives you gotta buy directly from them. And it's just a never-ending train of variants, and you'll never be able to get them all. You'll never be able to, I don't know. You're always gonna be playing catch-up. And it's just, it's a shame, because there's a lot of, they need to spend more time on quality and not the quantity of the different covers. Like, just put out one cover. You know, it's just, A and B is even fine. Just, there doesn't need to be 7 to 12 covers of every single book. Not every month has to have do 1 gimmick month a year. You don't need fucking every single month one. I thought they'd take a break after a while. They're doing like Conan versus, and then followed it with like, I don't even remember some of these weird ones, but they don't stop. It never ends. So I don't know, that kind of concludes my rant. Just how, if one event or one book could be traced back to the collapse of comics, I think it's going to be that Immortal Hulk 14 or 16, whatever number it was, variant. I think that's that book alone, which then led to this horrible atrocity, which I like this cover, actually. It's fun. If you're a Dr. Doom fan, this is fun. I like it. But, man, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. I've tried to kind of play both sides of the fence and play devil's advocate. Be like, well, at least if they put this out, it made it so more people, not this, but the additional variants for, the additional printings for Immortal Hulk. They're like, well, it makes it easier for other people to get it. It makes it so we could all have it and we didn't have to spend $100. Like, well, did you want to spend 120 or did you want to just reorder it for 25? Well, no. I mean, I get that. I understand why they did it. But then it led to them doing it for every book. And they're just not stopping. There's no signs of them letting up. I don't know. Marvel just needs to get their head checked. They're a mess. I don't know. I'm becoming a mess trying to talk about this. Trying to put it into reason is just hurting my brain. So, I got enough Spawn 300s to last me a lifetime. Make sure you go get 301. That's the big deal. That's the record breaker. Not that McFarlane needs any help or extra advertisement. Ooh, I just super damaged this. Damn it, man. Good thing I'm keeping it, but shit, that's lame. Yeah, I just did this to it. Weak sauce. Anyway, I was gonna say, yeah, McFarlane's a big goofball. He doesn't need my help selling his books. But yeah, go check these guys out. Ivan Press. That's your mission. Whether you choose to accept it or not, choose to. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, sure, go ahead. Otherwise, you can always go check me out on Instagram at Peter Parker Comics. If you want to give me a follow or buy some books off me, that'd be great. If not, I don't care. I'm still going to be awesome without you. So, alright, take care. And always remember, what is it? Buy what you read and read what you love. Don't just buy all these because you think. They put out 5 different Fantastic Four versions of this for issue 14. There's a Invisible Woman, Human Torch thing, and Reed one. You don't have to buy all 5 because you just think you have to buy all 5. You don't have to buy all 20 of these Immortal variants just because you like the Immortal Hulk one that you have. You don't have to do all that. Just buy what you love. Buy what you're gonna read for starters, and then read the stuff you like. Read what you love. Don't throw your money away. Don't buy what the internet tells you to buy. Don't buy what Uncle Jim tells you to get. Don't get what all those hot top lists tell you. Just buy what you like. Just because they're gonna be putting out first appearances every week. Deal with it. How many of those are gonna last or go anywhere? Very few to none. So just stick with what you know. Stick with what you love, and you can't go wrong. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.